So, everyone, welcome back. So we are going to continue from where we stopped, and I hope you guys have been enjoying the class. So now let's go to our design guide. The next section we have is our services section, and just the way we have this, we're going to be doing this as well. So, but this section, we will be using a grid system instead of a flexbox. So the first thing we have to do is we have to create our services section. So we have to, another thing I would like to do is I want to copy a section so that it can be faster. So now we can go to structure. We can select this structure. You can see where we have about. I'll just duplicate. Then I will drag it down. So that, like I always say, it's better to work faster. It's better to work smarter than to work faster. So now we will go to our services. We'll copy the text. But you will notice that this color and this is different. So we'll select our section, and our is similar to white. Sorry, this one is similar to white, but it is not 100% white. So it's F9, F9, F9. I pray we don't get F9, but that is the color that we are using. So we'll select this section, then we'll go to style, then we'll select, we'll change it to hash F9, F9, F9. Can you see? So we have our color. So the next thing we'll do is we will select this section and we're going to paste our services. So we can rename our services and we can rename this as so we can rename these as services. Then, so we have our services. Then the next section, the short description that we have, cutting edge solution to drive your. So we're going to paste it as well. So once we paste it, this is what we have. You can see that over here, our is similar to white, but you can see the difference. So that's why if you're using FFF, it's 100% white. So, but this one is like 90% white. So the next thing we have to do is we have to create our next section, which is our tabs. So we have we have 2 rows and 3 columns. So this is a column. This is a column. This is a column. So we are going to be using icon box. So we have icon box. We have image box. But for this section, we're going to be using icon box, and I want to use exactly this icon. So if you check the description, the video or the file you guys downloaded, you can see something like that. So I'll click on my section. Then instead of flexbox, I'll be using grid, and we have 6. So I'll select this. Let me cancel this so that you can all see. Let me go back again and do it again. So we'll select your plus button and grid, and I will select 6, which is in line with what we want. And also we can just select this, our color. You select our color. I'm sure you all remember how we do it. Your background type, then you select the color. Then we are using hash F9, F9, F9. So yes, so we have this. So now you go to our plus icon where we have element. Like I always say, it's always good for you to work smart. So now we are going to select our icon. So you can see, or let's search for box. Can you see all the box, type of box we have? We have flick box, we have icon box, we have image box. But for this section, we're going to be using icon box. So I will drag it here. So we want it to have this look and feel. So we'll ensure that this one looks exactly like what we want. Then we are going to replicate others. We're just going to duplicate and change the details that we want. So the first thing we are going to be doing is we are going to select this and ensure that we have our design exactly like this. So we have our icon box. Then you select our icon. But the first thing we have to do is ensure we have a background. We had our padding, so I want to use 30. So I'll select, we have this element selected, the icon box. So I'll add my padding, which is outside. Can you see? So the one inside still remains. Can you see the distance between them are still the same? Then the padding inside, I want to add 30 as well. So this is how it's going to be. So everything, you understand what I'm trying to do as we go on. So we have this one as well. So let's check I think we're still using the same fonts, which is Inter. Yes, we are using Interbold and this Interregular. So now the first thing we have to do is copy the text. Let's have our text. Let's go back here. So you select your content. So the first thing, which is the title heading, we're going to paste it. Then the next one is we have our short description. Then you're going to paste it here. So now we need to select our fonts and our color. So the color that we have for this content, we have the title content and we have the text, the description content. So the title, we are using primary 1. If you check the color code, you can see we have primary 1. So we are using primary 1. So the next one we have is this. So we are going to select this and we are going to be using 111. Remember the color that we used initially. So you can use 000, whichever one that you feel like. So then we have to select our typography, which is Inter. I'm going to select Inter. Then I want to use 18. This is what I'm using. Then we are going to select our description. I'm also going to use Inter. Then we're using 14. So now it is better to ensure that you make your design on one before proceeding to the next. So we have a box. So we selected our icon. We have our box. So we'll still get back to the icon. Then the content spacing. If you click on this, we want to add content. I want to make it 15. The distance between this content and this other content. So can you see we have this over effect on this icon? So now this is on the text. So we have here, then you go back to your over. So if you want to add an effect, you can select this. You can make it green, you can leave it this way. So if you hover on it, can you see the color changes? So also we have our icon. So we have two types of icons. We have stacked, we have framed. So if you have framed, so framed is similar to what we have here. If it's stacked, this is how it's going to be. If it's framed, so it just puts like a border width to it, but that's not what we want in this case. So we are going to be using stacked. So also we need to select our image, the one that we have. Okay, so can you see? So now you're going to select upload SVG. Remember the file that we had. So if you select it, you will get a pop-up that you want to unfiltered file upload. Then I'll enable. So I can navigate to that section where I have my introduction to WordPress. Can you see I have my section? So here you can see the details in that file. So the reason why it's showing it is because these are the only SVG file that I have. So the first one I have is feather. I will upload, then I'll select. So this is my feather. So also you can see that, let's go to our icon. Our icon is too big compared to the design that we have. So we have to reduce it. Let's use 30. Then our color, we just have to change our color from this to our primary color. Can you see we have what we want so far? So if you select it, you can see this is how it looks. But there's something that is missing. You can see that this one has a fine thin line around it. So how do we achieve that? Let's go back to, we still have our icon section selected. So once we have it selected, we're going to click on advanced. Then the next thing is you navigate down to where you have attributes. You can see border. You will select border. So right now you can't see anything because the border type is the default type. Now all we have to do is select this and select solid. It will be too heavy, but don't worry, we'll still adjust that. So we have to select, we want it to apply border to the whole section. So we are going to use 1. So now we have 1. Then we'll select our color, which is our primary color. We're going to select this. So if you check your design, can you see it is way better? Now you notice that there's a border radius here. So we are going to select our border radius. So we have, let's use 30 for the border radius. So this is what we have. Can you see? We have our design. Everything is coming into place. So now we already have our design. The next thing we have to do is just copy or duplicate. So you duplicate. So now if you select this one, remember the format that we selected. Let's select our container, this one. If you scroll down, if you go to layout, you can see that we have 3 columns and 2 rows. So that is why whatever you keep duplicating will fall in line with what we have. So if I duplicate this as well, it's going to come here. If I duplicate this as well, it's going to come here. If I duplicate this as well, it's going to come here. So now the next thing is we have to upload each and every aspect. So I will forward this section so that we don't waste time trying to upload everything. Then I'll implement it. So the first thing I will do is, if I have this selected, I will go to my upload SVG. I will upload. So the next one is laptop. Then which is software development. And I'll go to this section. Then I'll copy this. And I'll paste this. So I'll do this for all. So now you can see that I have all my details implemented. So I have the AI solution, software, IoT, data transformation, cybersecurity, and AVR. Those are why this one is not showing is because I don't have it selected. So can you see we have everything selected? So the next thing is I want this class to be longer. So the next one we are going to be having now, we have, you notice that we have a little bit space here. So we select our container, which is this, which is the grid. Then we can add you can just add our padding, which we can make it 30, or let's say 30 will not cut it. Let's have 50 below it. Should we have, let's just have 70. So when we transition from one section to another, this is what we have. So we have, then the next thing is we have this section. So this color is different from what we have, but we have the layout that we have is just similar to this. We have this one here and we have this one here. So I'll show you how we can do this, and that will be the end of this class. So the first thing we have to do, we have to select the layout that we want. So which layout are we going to be using? We have our format, we have these two. We're going to select it. Then we'll copy our color that we have. Remember this color that we have. So then we're going to check is ED. You can copy this. Then you paste it to this tab. So you paste. This is the color that we have. But you notice that there is a background color. There is a background shape that we have that is similar to the first one that we have. So I'll use that exactly that same background. Go to your background overlay. You're going to select your background. Then you navigate to that background that you selected. you're going to navigate to that background that you selected. So you might really not see it now, but everything will come to light in due time. So we have center, then we don't want it to repeat, then we have hover. So we're going to increase the opacity of the background. So you can't see anything yet, but when we start adding our elements, everything will come into light. So let's add our text. So sorry, I think I made a mistake. So we have to invert this one. So the first thing we have to do is we're going to paste it this way. We have, I think it should come the other way. Sorry. Let's have this as primary 3. The background valley. Then let's use this image. I want to try something just to be sure. Still not coming. So okay, sorry. I think it might actually be the background that I used. So I think the background that I used, that's the error. So if you check the description that we have, so let's re-upload our background. So we have this choose image, then upload file, then we can select the background that we have. I have it downloaded here. So this is the background that we have. You will find all this section, that is BG9. You will find all this background in your file. Can you see? So we have our design. So we have it here. So now let's check our logo. Let's check our title color. So we're still using Inter. We're going to select Inter. Then let's copy this, which is contact us. We are going to paste it here. So that is our contact section. Then the next one is we have our short description. So you can use your title, but I always like text editor because you have more flexibility of what you can do. So you're going to paste it as well. Sorry, you're going to paste it as well. The contact section, and you will edit our contact section. We're going to be using Inter as well. We can set this to 16 pixels, and our text color, which is 111, the one we have. So the next thing is we are going to be using icon list, or you can set the icon one after the other, but for this it's better to just use icon list and you edit it. So go to our element, navigate to, or you can search icons. You can see that we have icon list. So you will just paste it under this. Then you can select, we only need 2. So you can select which icon that you want to edit. So this one, this is the phone number. Then we are going to paste it here. Once we paste the phone number here, then we select the icon that is in line with what we want. So you can go to icon library, then you search for phone. So this is what we want. We're going to select this. Yes. Also, the next thing is the email info. We are going to select this. So we have the info and we have it. So the next thing is our email. So you're going to select envelope for the icon of what we have. Once you insert it, the next thing is we want to edit it. We want to ensure that everything goes in line with what we want. So the first thing is, but the good thing, if you're using icon box, whatever you edited on one, the effects applies to all. So you want to increase the distance between them so that they are not too close. Let's set it to 15. You can add a divider, but I don't think we are going to be using that. Then the icons, which color do we have? We're using black. So our icons will be black. Then we want to make our icons 30. We don't want it to be too big. Then our text is inter as well. We're trying to maintain a single font. You can have more than one, but it's always good to have a single font. So then our text color, we're going to use this one. This is what we have. So now we have our text, but you'll notice that it does not have it is not the same feeling or the same look and feel. So we just have to add this section of the container. So we have this, so we can just add our section. So you can add left padding to adjust it or other elements. So the things I'll be adding now, I will ensure my left padding is 70. Then I will add this 50. Then the bottom padding to be 50 as well. So, but I think it's still not enough. So let's add this one to be 100. Let's add this one to be 100. Sorry, this one to be our left padding. Let's add it to be 80. Then our bottom padding to be 100. So you can see that it's coming together like what we want exactly. The next thing we have to do here is we have to add our elements. So but you'll notice that you can still drag this. You can do it the way we always do. The custom section, you will navigate to the custom. You can make this 70 so that it drags, or you can make it 80 depending on what you want, but I will leave mine at 70. So then the last section is we are going to be using these elements of what we have, and we are going to be selecting it to drag how we can create our form. So this is what we have. So the next thing is for us to create our form. So but you can see over here our form is paid. So we are going to be using an alternative form which is called WP forms. That is what we are going to use to create this section, and we are going to edit it in accordance to what we want. So in the next class, I'm going to be showing you how we can add our form and add and edit our form this way. See you in the next video. And always remember to publish. If you don't publish, you might lose your file. Publish means saving.